Hello, everybody. Welcome to this masterclass on how to develop unshakable, badass confidence in your own skin. Who is freaking excited? I am literally so pumped for this masterclass. I have so much to share with you guys, and I just know that this masterclass is going to transform so much for so many of you guys. So I hope you guys are all freaking fired up and excited. Erin's pumped up. Christine is here. Courtney is here. If you're here, say hello in the chat box so I can see. I'm really excited. Courtney's excited. A lot of this masterclass is going to be about my story, how I personally transformed from, obsessing over the way that I looked, feeling uncomfortable in my own skin, to developing unshakable, badass confidence in my own skin, because I know that it is so incredibly valuable to hear from somebody who has lived experience. And hearing from someone their story, how they transformed. Just hearing my story, my mindset, the breakthroughs that I had, the shifts that I needed to make can shift so much for you. So I'm going to share a lot about my story, what really shifted for me, the mindset that I had to take on, the reframes that I needed to really embody. And I'm also going to be diving into how to dive into or how to navigate really comments that people make about your body, but more specifically, how to just brush them off. How to not take them so personally so that you prevent yourself from comforting yourself later on with food because you feel bad about the comment that somebody made about your body. Okay? I'm also going to be talking about how to stop looking back at older photos of yourself, because let's be honest, that's a freaking trap, okay? For those of you guys, if you maybe on Facebook you see it's 5 years ago, memories 5 years ago, and then you see yourself in a photo and it just sends you in a complete mind mess up trap. Or you're scrolling on your phone and you see an older photo of yourself, it just never ends well. So I'm going to really support you in terms of that as well too, okay? Now, my hope throughout this masterclass is that you see that there is a way to feel so damn good in your own skin. I'm talking about the best you've ever felt in your entire life. We're not going back to, oh, I used to look like this. You're freaking better than that. Okay? You're so much better than that. I want you to see throughout this masterclass, I get to feel the best that I've ever felt in my own skin in my entire life. I get to have unshakable badass confidence in my own skin while feeling my best, while taking the best care of myself, while loving myself throughout this process without obsessing over how I look. And it could actually be really easy to sustain long term. Okay? So if you're yes, that's the vibe, yes, I want that. I want to feel so freaking good. I want to feel like an unstoppable badass in my own skin without obsessing over how I look. Drop a heck yes in the chat box. Drop a heck yes in the chat box. So that is the plan for this masterclass. At the end of the masterclass, I will also be inviting you into a program, a brand new program for those of you guys who really want to implement what I'm teaching you guys inside of this masterclass over a longer period of time and dive way deeper with me, okay? Now, before we actually dive on in, there's two things I want to share with you guys. The first thing is VIP. So, as part of this masterclass, there's actually a VIP coaching call that I am hosting on Monday. So, I'm actually going to drop the link in the chat box. If you haven't upgraded your spot to VIP, be sure to do so. I'm hosting a VIP coaching call on Monday where you get to come on a call, and we're going to take a lot of what I shared inside of this masterclass. You can ask your specific questions, get personalized coaching from me, and be able to work through what I'm discussing inside of this training. I say this all the time. It's one thing to learn the information. Today's masterclass, you're going to get so many freaking golden nuggets. It's going to be so valuable. But the real transformation happens through implementation. So I created a VIP coaching call. I'm going to be doing it on Monday. And this is where you're going to get direct support, personalized coaching. If you can't come live, you can still submit a question and the replay will be available. But if you know that, there's still sticking points when it comes to body image, right? Maybe it's like, okay, I'm feeling better with my relationship with food, but this whole freaking body image thing is still like, there's still things I need to work on. You're going to want to show up to this call. It's $33. You can upgrade to VIP. I just dropped the link in the chat box. Okay. So that's VIP. The second thing I want to share before we dive on in is the giveaway. So I actually wanted to extend the giveaway a little bit longer. So I emailed you some steps to follow when you signed up, but I also want to make it so easy for you. So if right now you're watching this masterclass, you literally just take your phone. If you're on your cell phone, just screenshot, take a picture of me. Or if you're on your computer, just grab your phone, take a picture, and just tag me. Post on your Instagram stories and tag me at Lorna_binge eating coach. And that will be, you'll be eligible to win. Or you can leave a rating and a review on the Ditch Decade Diets podcast to be entered the giveaway. Okay. I'm giving you one final chance. I will be announcing the winner on Monday. So if right now, literally it's easy peasy. Just take a picture of me. Okay. Take a picture. Take a picture. And tag me on your Instagram stories at Lorna_binge eating coach, and or leave a rating and review on the Ditch Decade Diets podcast, and you'll be entered to win, and I'll be choosing the winner on Monday. Cool beans? Cool beans. All right, you guys, let's dive into it. So, how I went from obsessing over the way that I looked, feeling uncomfortable, bloated in my own skin, to becoming someone who has unshakable, badass confidence in my own skin. This all started when I grew up as a competitive dancer. Some of you guys have heard the story before. There was one particular dancer who I looked up to. She was beautiful. She was an amazing dancer. She was front and center. I was looking up to this person. Okay, I was in grade 8, super young, looking up to this person. She looks beautiful, amazing dancer. And I had found out that she commented on my body. I found out that she had called me fat. Now, I was in grade 8. Like, I wasn't really thinking so much about my body, right? I'm like, yeah, I was a dancer, but like, I wasn't really like thinking about my body so much until somebody called me fat. And I'm like, okay, well, if other people are commenting on my body and noticing my body, like, I started to get very obsessed with my body. I started to notice my body more. So all of a sudden, I entered this body obsession. And this is where I wanted to change my body. I became so worried about somebody making a comment again. Like, I never wanted that to happen. And let me know if you've ever experienced this. If you've ever had somebody make a comment about your body, it's literally like the worst thing. And you don't want that comment to be said to you again. So I was like, well, I need to do everything in my power to not be fat, as this person called me. So I started obsessing over what I was eating. I started spending hours working out, weighing myself. The number on the scale better not go up. I don't want to be called fat again. I was tracking my food. It became this obsession. I had this obsession with not just only changing my body, but I also just became obsessed with how I looked in general. I thought about how I looked all day long. When I would meet people for the first time, when I would meet people for the first time, I would be like, they're looking at my body. Like that's the thought that I'd be thinking. Like I have to meet these people for the first time. Oh my god, they're gonna be thinking about my body. When I would, see friends and family that I haven't seen in a hot minute, I'm like, they're definitely gonna say something about my body. Because if you've had a comment said to you before, it's like you're on high alert all the time. You're like, this one person made a comment on my body. And if that one person made a comment on my body and I didn't think that person would, it might happen again. So I was on like high alert. I'm like, what do they think about my body? I was thinking about my body. I thought other people were looking at my body 24/7. I didn't even want to, get changed in front of Andrew. I remember when we first started dating, I would go into the bathroom and like close the door to get changed because I was like so uncomfortable in my own skin. When I was eating a meal, when I was eating a snack, I was thinking about my body because I'm like, well, what I'm eating is going to impact how I look. So not only am I obsessing over what I'm looking like, but now I'm also obsessing over what I'm eating. And so I was thinking about my body a lot, and I was also thinking about food a lot. I was comparing my body to other people's bodies, and it was really just this body obsession. And Sinead says, feels familiar looking and judging the body. That's what you think. It's crazy, but it feels very familiar. Yep, Veronica says so triggering. So I was just in this obsession with the way that I looked and what I was eating. Now, as a result of being so obsessed with everything that I was eating and the way that I looked, that led me to, of course, restrict what I was eating. Right? It's like, no, can't eat this, shouldn't eat that. Oh no, that's gonna make me fat. Okay, I really want something sweet today because I got a sweet tooth, but I probably shouldn't have something sweet because I need to look a certain way. That mindset led me to have strong urges to binge. And so I went from this body obsession, restriction, right? Like taking these foods out of my diet. I probably shouldn't eat that. Nope, probably can't eat that. To feeling extremely uncomfortable in my own skin because I developed these strong urges to binge, to comfort myself with food, to overeat because of the crazy body obsession, because of the crazy restriction. And so now I wasn't just obsessed with my body, but I was actually very uncomfortable. I would be covering up in sweaters in the summer. There was this one time, Andrew, his mom, and I, we went to this festival. It was like 20, 30 degrees, and I'm in a sweater, sweating buckets. But I felt so uncomfortable in the way that I looked. I remember it was just so frustrating, and maybe you guys can relate to this, where I was looking at everybody else. And there was all these like young kids around, like they're on like these cute little crop tops, like these cute dresses, these nice outfits. And I'm like, they're like laughing with their friends. And I'm over here in a sweater feeling so uncomfortable. Bloated. I'm like, I can't even take off this sweater because I'm so embarrassed. I didn't want to be intimate. I didn't want Andrew to touch me. Physical touch is my love language. and I didn't want to be touched. It felt like nothing fit me, nothing looked good on me. I would try on a million bajillion outfits before leaving the house. My sister, we would be going to a social event. She'd throw on any outfit and be like, okay, I'm good. I was confused. I'm like, did you try that on yesterday? She's like, no, just left the house. And then there was me trying on 500 million outfits. Okay, well, this one I can't wear a t-shirt because then my arms look too big. Okay, but this has like a frill in the center. So if I turn to the side, it's gonna make my stomach look bigger. Oh, no, that doesn't, oh, makes my butt look weird. Look, my thigh, like, I had to try on so many different outfits because I cared so much about what other people thought about me. Now, both bodies didn't feel like mine. The smaller body that I did get into, and I'm sure you've all been in a smaller body before. Drop a yes in the chat if you've been in a smaller body before. This smaller body didn't feel like my body because I knew that it was unrealistic and unsustainable. I knew that I couldn't maintain this body because what I was doing to get there wasn't unrealistic. It wasn't sustainable. I knew that my body eventually was going to change. I knew that I was going to put the weight back on. But here's the kicker. It felt more challenging to navigate the small, lose the weight and then gain the weight, and then lose the weight and then gain the weight, and then be smaller and then be larger. That actually felt more challenging to navigate, especially, when I was around family and friends. It made me more insecure because every single time they saw me, I'd be a different size. I'd see my family one Christmas and I'd be smaller, and then I'd see them the next Christmas and I was like in a bigger body. Of course, you're going to feel insecure when your body is yo-yoing like that and there's these drastic changes. If you see your cousin and they're always like pretty much the same size, that's very different than if you show up and one Christmas or one Easter you're this size, and then another time you're in a bigger body, and then now you're insecure about your body changing and you feel like other people are going to notice. And well, yeah, there's like these drastic changes. Like I'm either smaller and then I'm bigger, and then I'm smaller and then I'm bigger. And so being in a smaller body didn't feel like my body because I knew that it was not realistic. I knew that I couldn't stay this way. So I was always on high alert, like, am I going to gain the weight back? And I couldn't wrap my head around having other people comment because, again, you guys, like, I'm just being so freaking real and honest inside of this masterclass. Like, when your body goes through these extremes, of course you're going to be like, somebody's going to make a comment because your body is like, it's going through these extremes. So I didn't even want to try to be in a smaller body because I knew that it wasn't going to last. I was going to put the weight back on anyways. And I didn't, like, it was just so exhausting. So being in a smaller body didn't feel like mine. But also, being in a bigger body also didn't feel like mine. Because that's when I was overeating. That's when I was binging. That's when I was uncomfortable. And I loved eating healthy. I loved working out. But my body didn't represent that. I've had friends and family members, like, they always knew that I was like very much into health and fitness. And they would ask me, like, how's that going? How is your workouts? Like, how's all that stuff going? And I felt so insecure because how I looked didn't match somebody who ate healthy and worked out. I felt very insecure. I'm like, I'm eating healthy and like I'm working out, but like I'm not comfortable. And it was very frustrating because I have a sister and she doesn't really work out. She's smaller than me. And people would be like all over her. People would comment like, "Oh my God, you look so good." And I'm like, she doesn't freaking do anything. I love you, sister. But I'm like, she doesn't really do a lot. And then here I was spending hours working out and I was so meticulous about everything that I was eating. And she would just be like, "Yeah, let's have this slice of cake," or like, "Yeah, let's go to this drive-through." Like I was like busting my freaking butt off. And everyone was like, "Oh, your sister, like, she looks so amazing, blah, 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 blah." And I felt so annoyed because I felt like I was putting in all this freaking work and my body, like, it just didn't match. Like, my body didn't match. I'm like, why am I'm the one dieting. I'm the one being so meticulous about what I'm eating. I'm the one spending hours in the gym. And like, I'm uncomfortable in my own skin. And then everybody's like loving on my sister, like, "Oh, you look so amazing." And it was like the most frustrating thing. Maybe you can relate to a family member, sibling, a friend, you know, and it just seems like very easy for them. And you're like, what the heck, and Bob? So both bodies didn't feel like mine. The smaller body didn't feel like mine because it was unrealistic and unsustainable. But this larger body also didn't feel like mine because it didn't feel like a true representation of who I was. It didn't match, how valuable my health was to me. Like it was just a mismatch. So I got to this point where I didn't want to be the smallest me. I didn't want to have crazy abs. I didn't want to change. I didn't want to focus so much on changing my body because I was just exhausted at this point. But I also didn't not want to care about how I looked because I wanted to look good. I wanted to feel good. I wanted to be in a body that I felt confident in. So I shifted my focus from trying to be smaller, changing the way that my body looked, losing weight, to respecting the body that I was in. Stopping when I was satisfied, that's self-respect. Eating past fullness isn't self-respect. I was mindful of foods that bloated me, and I didn't have them all the time because eating foods that bloat you, that's not self-respect. And it's even more disrespectful if you feel bloated and then you go and you eat other foods that continue to bloat you. Like that's not self-respect at all. So I was more mindful of foods that bloated me and I didn't have them as often. I was no longer comparing myself to other people because quite frankly, I stopped caring if Susie was working out 7 days per week and she was doing these hardcore workouts. I asked myself, what feels good for you? I didn't care if other people were focusing on weight loss because I looked at myself in the freaking mirror and I said, Lorna, you have focused on weight loss and being smaller your whole freaking life. And you're in this body that you're not comfortable in. I had a real, honest, tough love conversation with myself. So we're not doing that. I was focusing on taking care of myself. I was in my self-love era, being my best friend, eating the way that I wanted to eat, moving my body how I wanted to eat. I was not looking back at older photos, wishing I looked like that. And I'm going to talk about this in a minute, but I was notorious for that. This is what I would do. I would remember the year that I looked my best. And I would look at the photos and feel like crap because I didn't look like that anymore. I would go back to see, okay, so what year did I look my best? Okay, I'm going to follow the exact workout plan that I did when I felt my best. Okay, and how did I eat? Okay, well, I looked really good. So like what was I eating? Okay, did I have a big breakfast? What did I have for breakfast? What was for a snack? And I was like trying to replicate that. I was trying to replicate the workouts I did and how I ate because I looked good at that time. Have you ever done that? I'm like, let me see. Okay, this was the year I looked and felt my best. So, what were my workouts? I have to force myself to do those exact workouts because, God forbid, I do a different type of workout. I'm not going to look like that. I needed to eat exactly how I ate because I'm like, well, I ate like that and that gave me results. So, the only way that I can look like that is if I eat that exact same way. How do you feel? How do you feel when you look back at older photos of yourself? How do you feel? Let me know in the chat box, like when you look at yourself in an older photo, maybe like an older picture of yourself, how do you feel? How do you often feel? Most of the times, you will look back at an older photo of yourself and now you're like, damn, I look so good. But at the time when that photo was taken, you weren't happy. You didn't feel like you looked good at all. It's a complete mind mess up. And that just goes to show you, that it's not about how you look. It's about your perception. It's about your perception of how you feel about yourself that needs to change. Because even when you were smaller, it was like, yeah, but I don't look like her. Yeah, but my arms are too big. Yeah, but I don't like my thighs. Blah, 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 blah. Erin says, depressed, defeated, sad. Shanette said, sad because I thought I was big then and I was tiny. Yes, exactly what I was explaining, right? It's like at the time you feel like, oh my God, I can't believe I look like this. And then now you look back and you're like, what the heck was I thinking? Like what pair of glasses did I have on, right? So, and then you realize what a waste. Yeah. So I shifted from trying to be the smallest me because I was no longer freaking interested in that. And I started focusing on taking the best care of myself with the habits and the routines and the sleep, movement from self-love, right? So I was doing all of these things, okay? So I was, prioritizing my sleep. I was, starting to, not focus on like, okay, I need to be the smallest me. Like I was working on more self-love and changing how I was speaking to myself, but I still wasn't comfortable in my own skin. So I was no longer, let me know if you're at this point right now. So you're no longer wanting to be the smallest version of yourself. You're like, I'm not interested in spending 10 hours in the gym and being the smallest version of yourself. But at the same time, you're still not comfortable in your own skin. So you don't want to be the smallest version of yourself, but you're also not comfortable. And you feel like, yeah, but also this body I'm not comfortable in. I was torn. I didn't want to be the smallest me, but to be honest with you, I wanted to change my body because the body I felt uncomfortable in, it didn't feel like mine. But the reason that I was torn was because I didn't want to restrict. I didn't want to spend hours in the gym. I didn't want to say no to certain foods. Like I've worked so hard on developing a better relationship with food and, not seeing food as good versus bad. And then what ended up happening was it's like I didn't want to do that. But at the same time, I didn't know what else to freaking do. It's like, okay, I'm freaking torn. I don't want to be the smallest me. Okay, like I'm not a freaking little kid anymore. Like I'm not trying to be the smallest version of me, but I'm also not comfortable. So like what the heck and bob do? I don't want to restrict, but I don't know how else to change my body and feel really freaking good. unless I'm doing what I used to do because that's all I know. Christine says me now. Veronica says that 100,000,000% where I'm at. So I was torn. And you know what people told me? I had people tell me when I was uncomfortable in my own skin and I wanted to change my body because I didn't feel comfortable, people told me, just love your body. Just accept your body. Just love the skin that you're in. And I'm like, yes, but you also do not understand, okay? This body doesn't feel like mine. I feel like I'm purposely putting on weight because I'm still kind of overeating and I was uncomfortable. So you can't just tell me to accept my body because I feel like crap, like I'm not comfortable. I wanted to rip my freaking hair out when somebody would tell me just love your body. Because yes, I understand the principle, but I don't feel comfortable. Like this body doesn't feel like mine, so like I can't love this. But like have you been there before? How many of you feel this way? It's like I understand I need to love my body and accept my body and appreciate my body, and I did. Like I wasn't like hating my body anymore. Like I wasn't like looking at myself in the mirror and I'm like, you look like absolute shit. Like I wasn't being an asshole to myself, but at the same time, I'm like, you don't understand. Like, you don't understand. Yes, Brittany's like, I love what my body does for me. I don't love how it looks. And that was me. It's like, I was so grateful for my body. Like, I understood the principle of gratitude. And like, I was so grateful that I had this body. And I thank God every single day for, arms to hug my husband and legs to move my body. Every time I would work out, I'm like, I'm so grateful. Thank you, God, for giving me this beautiful gift. But also, I'm not happy with how I look. And the reason you all might be experiencing this right now is because you know internally you're this badass. You're driven, you're committed, you're ambitious. You are very satisfied with a lot of areas in your life. Like you've got a good career. You give 100% in everything that you do. Like you don't half-ass anything. Right? Maybe you're taking good care of yourself. You love what your body's able to do. You have gratitude. You have, you're grateful for what your body's able to do, but then you're still not happy with what you see and there's a freaking mismatch. You're like, I'm driven, I'm committed, I'm ambitious, and I feel like the way that my body looks, like it should match that. That's how I felt. Anyways, I'm like, I don't understand how I can give 100% in so many areas of my life and I'm still not happy with how I look. Like I wasn't comfortable, but I'm like, I don't understand because in my career, I give 100%. In my relationship, that's one of the top most important things in my life. Family life, like every area I was like happy and things were going well, but it was just my body. So I had a massive breakthrough moment. I didn't want to be the smallest me. I didn't want to feel uncomfortable. What I wanted was I wanted my body to reflect how driven, how committed, how ambitious I was in all these areas of my life. I wanted my body to reflect how healthy I love to eat, how I loved working out. Like it wasn't a chore for me. I wanted it to reflect how much I valued my health because I had great habits. I was taking care of myself. Like that was a step in the right direction, but there was something still missing. So drop missing link in the chat. Maybe right now you love working out. Maybe you enjoy eating healthy. Maybe you're even working on your relationship with food, And there's just like a mismatch between how you feel in your own skin. So there was a missing link. And I knew that I needed a different approach. I knew that I needed to do things differently. In the past, it's always been change my body, fix my body, weight loss. So the shift was the unstoppable badass shift. You guys, this is everything. Pay attention here. The shift was I changed the focus from I need to lose weight, I need to change my body, I need to fix my body isn't good enough, to I want to feel like an unstoppable badass in my own skin. There's a big freaking difference. I'm going to explain this all to you and you're going to be like, yes, 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 yes. Focusing on weight loss. When you're focusing on weight loss, what is that? What can I not eat? What do I have to take out of my diet? Okay, I know I have a sweet tooth, but okay, tonight I'm just going to say no to ice cream just this one night, okay? Maybe I should take out gluten. Okay, maybe I don't need that slice of toast. Okay. Should I really have the ice cream? You feel like I need to work out more, I have to do something different. That creates stress, pressure, anxiety. My body needs to change. And if not, I don't feel good enough. And when you're not seeing results, when you're not seeing your body change, you eat more because you feel bad. That's not what unstoppable badasses do. That's when you focus on weight loss. It's always thinking about the past. What did I do to lose weight? Oh, right, I took this out of my diet. I probably shouldn't eat this. Oh, I have to work out this way. Versus when you focus on feeling like an unstoppable badass in your own skin, the focus is, okay, well, badasses don't just eat whatever they want. So I'm going to create boundaries over rules. I am not going to tell myself that I can't have something sweet because I have a sweet tooth. But badasses aren't just eating whatever they want. They have boundaries in place. So you're not going to tell yourself to take chocolate out of your diet when you know that you love it. And if you just take it out, you're going to be thinking about it the whole time and then binging on it the last, freaking 10 days later or a day later. But a boundary is like, okay, well, you don't need 7 pieces of chocolate. You can still have the chocolate, but you also don't need 7 pieces of chocolate. Okay, but you're already full, so we can also have it tomorrow. We can also have it tomorrow. You don't have to say no to dessert, right? The rules would be don't have dessert, but the boundary is you've just ate dinner and you're really full. So we can also have it tomorrow. That's a boundary. A boundary is I can have ice cream. And you know what? I'm craving it right now. Yep, gonna have some ice cream. But then tomorrow, you're not even craving it. So instead of just eating it because I can eat whatever I want, it's like, I'm not craving it. So I'm gonna wait until the next time I'm craving it. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Badasses don't eat whatever they want. I don't eat whatever I want. I have boundaries, and that allows me to feel my best. I never deprive myself, and I feel so freaking good. Boundaries over rules. Badasses make movement a priority. And I'm going to say this, and again, discernment, because there are some of you guys we've had one-on-one conversations with, and some of you guys are at different places, so take this with a grain of salt. But badasses know that movement makes them feel better, mentally, physically, emotionally, but it's no longer, I need to work out to change my body. It's, I want to be the strongest, badass in my workout class. You bet I'm gonna be down in a squat and I'm gonna hold this the longest. Yeah, my legs are shaking and we're gonna do this. I'm a badass. Oh, you know what? My body's actually really desiring a walk today. Oh, my husband wants to go to the gym, but I really want to go for a walk. Okay, see ya. Have fun at the gym. I'm going to go listen to my body and I'm going to go for this beautiful walk outside in the beautiful sunshine. There was one time Andrew and his brother went to the gym and I tuned into my body and I said, what would this badass version of myself do? And I said, I don't want to go to the gym. But in the past, I would feel almost guilty knowing that like he's going to get in a good workout and he's going to be sweating and he's going to be like crushing it and I'm going for a walk. I almost felt like I was taking like the lazy route. But then I was like, no. I can't keep doing what I've always done. I have to do things differently. So I was like, I'm going to go for this walk. I felt so in my power. I felt so freaking good saying, adios, Andrew. Have a good time at your gym. I'm going for a walk. I felt powerful. When I had an opportunity to look at my yoga schedule and there was like hot power flow craziness and there was also like gentle stretch. I'm like, let's go to gentle stretch. And I felt so good. I felt better in my body going to the gentle yoga stretch with like grandmas. I joke about this. Then going to like this power hot flow class, sweating my butt off because I wanted the stretch. I was treating my body like it was the most precious thing in the world. Feeling like an unstoppable badass in your own skin means you treat yourself like one. Are you treating yourself like one? I don't want to be the smallest version of me. I don't want to be the smallest, fragile person who doesn't even have the energy for her workouts and she's thinking about her body 24/7. I want to fuel my body. I want to freaking feel strong. I want to push myself in my workouts, but I also want to be able to, go to a gentle stretch and feel so damn good. That's what unstoppable badasses do. When you're focused on weight loss, God forbid you can't freaking take a day off. You feel so bad if you don't do the crazy hardcore workout. Like, F that. F that. That's not respect. You're not treating yourself like a badass. That's force. That's pressure. That's you better do this. And then you're wondering why you can't stick to it. You're wondering why you feel like crap because now you feel guilty because you didn't do your workout. So then you eat more and are you going to feel better in your own skin or are you going to feel worse? It's this reframe. It's this shift. It's this, I don't want to focus on losing weight, being smaller. I want to feel like a freaking unstoppable badass in my own skin. I stopped looking back at older photos of myself because I realized I didn't even want to look like that. I didn't want to do what I did to get there. Yeah, no, thank you. So many of you guys are looking back at older photos like wishing you looked like that. You don't want to look that way. You don't want to be smaller. You want to be the strongest, healthiest, fittest version of yourself. You get to step into a body that you've never stepped into before. How freaking exciting. You're trying to go to the past, but you're so much better than that. Remember, the smallest version of you didn't feel like you. So get freaking pumped. Get excited that you get to step into this body that you've never stepped into before. An unstoppable badass body. That wasn't the focus before. The focus before was I need to lose weight. Now the focus is I want to feel like an unstoppable badass. So stop looking back at older photos because that wasn't even the real you. That body didn't even feel like you. That wasn't your best self. Veronica said, I'm getting there. In the back of my mind, it always comes back to the thought of needing to lose weight. But again, I'm telling you, you guys, I will be the number one person to say, you get to look good, feel good, be sexy, whatever you want. You get to have it all. But I need to lose weight. How is that working out? I need to lose weight. Right away pressure. I need to. Versus like, I want to feel like an unstoppable badass. It's just like the energy of like want, desire, like, ooh, like I want to. I want to be the best version of me, not the smallest version of me. You only look back and feel like you want to chase that body because you feel like that body looks better than maybe how you look and feel now. So you're attached to that. But I am freaking telling you, you have no idea how good you get to feel because you've never experienced feeling like an unstoppable badass in your own skin. But boy, oh boy, how exciting. Because this body is the healthiest, fittest, strongest, best version of yourself. You don't just look good, you feel the best. You're not obsessing over it. You're still enjoying your chocolate because let's be honest, you have a sweet tooth. You're taking the best care of yourself. That is actually what you're craving. You're not craving weight loss. You're craving the feeling that weight loss gives you. And there's a reason why you're not in that body anymore because it's not realistic. You weren't even proud of how you got there. You don't want to look that way, let alone feel that way. You're moving on to better things, a body that feels like yours. I shifted my focus when I would go to social events, wondering like, are they going to comment on my body? Are they thinking about my body? To, I know I look good. I know I feel good because I'm taking good care of myself. Because at this time, I was working on my relationship with food. So I was, practicing not giving into my urges. I was becoming less impulsive. I wasn't judging my food choices. I had those boundaries versus the rules. I was speaking kindly to myself. I had solid habits and routines. Like I felt like a badass. So respectfully, I didn't care what other people thought about me. I felt good. I was taking the best care of myself. I knew that I was doing what I needed to do for me and my journey at that time. So you want to work out 7 days per week and be rigid with your food and obsess over weight loss? Go for it, girlfriend. But I'm going to be over here eating like a badass, moving my body like a badass. Yes, pushing myself in my workouts, but also choosing the gentle stretch, fueling my body, enjoying chocolate whenever I want it without worrying about binging on it. I'm going to be the badass that has boundaries over rules. So I'm always enjoying the foods that I love. I never feel restricted, so I'm never going to have urges to binge. My meals are delicious. I'm so satisfied. I am never thinking about food. I'm eating exactly what I'm craving so I don't eat past fullness. Like, you can't hate a body you feel so good in. You can't hate a body you take good care of. You can't hate a body you're treating like a freaking badass, like it's the most precious thing on the planet. The only reason you are not feeling like an unstoppable badass in your own skin is because you're focusing on weight loss over I'm gonna feel like an unstoppable badass in my own skin. Focusing on weight loss is why you're obsessing over how you look. You're comparing your body to other people. You're sneakily saying no to bread and then binging on it for an entire week. You're saying no to dessert, thinking it's so innocent, like I'm not restricting myself, like I don't want dessert. And then you're thinking about it all week long, and then you end up overeating on it. And then again, if your body isn't changing, you feel bad, and then you eat more because you feel like the body that I feel most confident in feels very far away. When you feel and focus on feeling like this unstoppable badass in your own skin, you stop eating when you're satisfied. You're mindful of foods that bloat you. You enjoy something sweet after lunch and then you just move on. You've lost weight before. You focus on weight loss before. But the weight has always come back on because this was the missing link. You were too focused on weight loss. I need to lose weight, instead of focusing on this, an unstoppable badass in your own skin where you feel strong, you feel your best, you're proud of what you're doing to get there. And that's why it feels so rewarding. Here, like, another perspective is like, sure, you've lost weight, but you were still insecure because you weren't proud of how you got there. So you weren't even proud to show up in the body that you're in because you're like, how I got here is so unrealistic and unsustainable, and I'm still obsessing over my body. So you don't feel like you can actually rock that outfit. Me? I feel like I can rock any outfit because I know I feel so damn good. I know that I take such good care of myself. You bet I'm not going to hide my body. But here's the thing, I'm not obsessed over the way that I look. You guys, it's this. It's this, it's this, it's this. You cannot tell me you are not going to feel your best and as a result look your best when you're eating foods that make you feel your best. You're this badass who's like, yep, I'm gonna crush my workout. My legs are shaking, holy moly, but also I'm gonna go for that walk today because that's actually what I feel like. You're bloated from what you ate at the restaurant. No problem. You make yourself a cup of tea. You take care of yourself instead of looking in the pantry for what other foods bloat me. You can keep focusing on weight loss and therefore obsess over what you're looking like, what you're eating, sneakily be restricting yourself, having week-long sessions of overeating, even if you're not even craving the foods, like you're just in the pantry and you're like, I'm not even hungry, I'm not even craving anything. Or you can focus on feeling like a freaking unstoppable badass in your own skin and feel the best you felt in 20 years. And at the same time, not obsess over how you look. So, I get fired up. I want to move on to comments. Okay? So, if you just had a breakthrough moment right there, let me know in the chat box. If you're like, yes, 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 like yes, just yes. Drop a yes in the chat. So many hearts. I love it. Like, this changed everything for me, you guys. Like, it changed everything for me. So, moving on to triggering comments, okay? And at this time, as always, like whether you're a client of mine or not, I always shoot it to you straight. Like, I got some truth bombs for you because I care. I want you to feel so good, so we just can't skip over this part, okay? So glad, total breakthrough, yes, 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 yes. Okay, amazing. So, by the way, if you've worked with me before, you know that I give tough love. I'm not going to be like, oh, just, again, like, just accept your body. Like, no, okay? I'm going to give some truth bombs here. I stopped getting I stopped getting triggered by comments that people made about my body. I used to, remember when I got called fat in grade 8? That literally sent me into the biggest spiral. I stopped getting triggered by comments people would make about my body because I loved myself. I felt good about how I was taking care of myself. So it was this energy of like, you can think whatever you want you can say whatever you want about my body, but I'm not going to get triggered because I love who I am. I know who I am. I feel so good. So it actually doesn't matter what you think. But people stopped commenting on my body so much. It still happened, but people stopped commenting on my body because I stopped commenting on my body. It's a mirror. When you're not happy with your body, people can feel that. When you're nitpicking, you're commenting, you're tearing your body apart, more comments are said to you. And the only reason you are getting triggered when someone comments on your body is because you haven't healed your body image yet. And this is the truth bomb. You're thinking those same thoughts. You're not happy with how you look. So somebody makes a comment and it's like, oh, like a dab to the chest. Because you're like, oh, snap, I had that thought yesterday. You get triggered because in your mind, even if it hurts, even if it stings, you're thinking that same thought. And the only reason I can say this is because I was there. When I was nitpicking, when I was tearing my body apart, and somebody would comment on my body, of course I got hella triggered. But it was a dab to the chest because it was a reminder of like, oh, still haven't healed that. Oh shit, I actually thought that same thought yesterday. Yeah, I looked at myself in the mirror and said, damn, like you're so much bigger than before. Oh, your arms look so big. Someone who has unshakable, badass confidence in their own skin doesn't go into the pantry eating cookies when a comment is said to them. Right now, somebody makes a comment and you get triggered. You take it so personally because you're thinking those same thoughts. It's a dab to the chest because it feels like, damn, this is true. I remember it almost felt like someone was like with a flashlight and it's like, you're telling me what I'm thinking in my head. I'm so freaking mad at you, but I'm also upset because I'm thinking those same thoughts. You guys, it's literally this. And nobody should be commenting on your body, okay? I'm like, obviously, nobody should be making these comments about your body, but it happens. We can't like just beat around the bush. Like, okay, let's just try to avoid those comments. No, you actually got to do the work to heal. You'll stop getting triggered when you do this work. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. You stop focusing on freaking weight loss and you start focusing on treating yourself like the badass that you are. You're not gonna, somebody can comment on my body and I'm like, great, cool. You don't even know who I am. You don't know how good I feel. You can think whatever you want. I literally don't care because I feel so freaking good. I don't care if you think, oh, she looks bigger. Whatever comment, I don't care. I feel so good. But if I wasn't taking the best care of myself, if I was still in my head thinking negative thoughts, if I was still thinking, but I don't look like her, and then somebody made a comment, trigger. Veronica said, this is so bad to say, but I often will make a comment on my body first as a coping mechanism so that people won't say it first. And this is the thing. People think then it's okay to make a comment about your body because they think you're okay with it. I see this all the time. People like do it in a laughing way, like, ha ha ha, look at my belly. Oh, look at my belly. People do it in like a joking way because they're uncomfortable. And like you said, it's like, I don't want someone else to comment, but that trains people to comment on your body. Oh, Veronica's fine. She says that to herself all the time, so I'm just going to make a joke. Right? And then we get so, why am I so triggered when someone makes a comment? Well, we're making these comments to ourselves. So focusing on weight loss is pressure. You restrict and then you binge on all the foods you didn't allow yourself to have. It's sneaky because you don't think you're depriving yourself, but it's sneaky. You feel pressure, stress, anxiety versus I want to feel like an unstoppable badass in my own skin. I am so excited to meet the greatest version of myself. I'm going to treat myself like the badass that I am. I'm going to feel the best that I've ever felt in my entire life in years. Your health markers are in check. How many of you guys care about like your health markers? Like when I go get blood work done, I'm like, sweet, everything comes back so good. Like I want that. I don't want to just be in this body for people to look at. Like I want to go get blood work done and all my health markers are like, oh, wow, so good, so good, so good. It's this. It's this. So it's one thing, you guys, like, I'm going to say this over and over again. You get to look good. But it's one thing to focus so much on like looking good, but you're obsessing over what you're eating. And then you're either not working out at all or you're working out too much. And then you're thinking about your body. You're thinking about your next meal. You're constantly wondering, what do people think about me? You're meeting people for the first time and you're like, are they going to make a comment on my body? You haven't seen family members in a long time and you're like, are they going to make a comment? Because I can't remember if the last time that they saw me, I was smaller or bigger. I look good, but I'm obsessed with my body and I can't even enjoy this body because I don't even feel good. I'm mirror checking all day, right? Like that's one way to look good. I'm doing quotations compared to someone that says, yeah, I look good, but it's honestly because I feel so freaking good. I love how I take care of myself. I love how I speak to myself. I am so dedicated to these habits and routines, and I love the way that I move my body, and I love how I eat like a badass, and I treat myself like a badass every single day, and I eat foods that make me feel good, and I eat what I'm craving, and as a result, I never binge. That's very different. One is I need to change my body. I need to lose weight. My body needs to change. Versus I don't want to be the smallest me. I want to feel strong. I want my health markers in check. I want to be bloat free. I want to put on any freaking outfit and walk out the door. I'm not even thinking about it because I just know I feel so damn good. This is the body that feels like yours. This is a body that's a true representation of how well you take care of yourself. And it becomes effortless to maintain because how you got there was by loving yourself. Is that sustainable? Heck yeah. It was by changing how you're speaking to yourself. Is that sustainable? Heck yeah. It was through eating like a badass, which means eating plenty of whole foods, but also I love my chocolate, so I'm gonna eat that whenever I want. Is that sustainable? Heck yeah. One leaves you feeling and looking like a badass. And the other one leaves you trapped in comparison. My body's not good enough. I need to lose weight. I'm obsessed over how I look. I'm overeating still, and then I feel negative and I speak negatively to myself, and I don't look like that mom, and I'm in this workout class, but the whole time I'm literally looking at the person in front of me who looks better than me. That's not the badass version of yourself. So I made this shift. It transformed my life. Not just to look good. Not even just to feel good, you guys. It's deeper than this. I made this shift because I wanted a better intimate life with my husband. I was tired of being like, oh, no, I'm too tired tonight. Meanwhile, I just wasn't happy with how I looked and I was embarrassed. I wanted to be less snappy and irritable because there's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than you don't like what you see in the mirror, or like you're frustrated by like an outfit that you put on, and then the entire date night, you're not even like present with your husband because you're like so focused on the way that you look and you're so uncomfortable, you can't even be present with your family. I wanted to show up to social events and not be thinking about my body. I wanted to make memories and laugh and like be a good example to my future children so that they never develop poor body image issues. So they never called themselves fat. So they never went on diets because they felt like their body wasn't good enough. It's this. Doing this work is so much more than like, I want to look good, I want to feel good. Like, you will have that. I'm going to help you get there. But you also get to have a much fuller life. You don't have to worry about your daughter picking up on your unhealthy habits because you're not looking at yourself in the mirror, tearing yourself apart. You're not in like pinching your skin and then all of a sudden you see her pinching her skin. You have the best intimate life with your husband. You're in that workout class, you're strong, you're not looking at that person in front of you, like you don't care. You're so like, you're like in your own little bubble. You're like, damn, I look good, I feel strong, but like you're not comparing yourself to the mom or the person in front of you. Like, this is living. I didn't want to just make this shift to look good. Yes, I want to look good. You want to look good. I want to feel good. You want to feel good. But also, like, this is my life. And I am not going to spend another second of my life being like, I need to change my body. What a waste. What a waste. So this was my why. This is how I transformed my body image, how I feel like an unstoppable badass in my own skin, no matter the season of life that I'm in. It is so easy to maintain this body that I feel so good in. I feel the best. I look the best that I've ever felt. Even though I'm pregnant, I feel 10 times better. And it's like you get to experience this, but the only reason you're not experiencing this is because you haven't made this shift. Once you make this shift, you will never go back. I will never go back to the older version of me, the smallest version of me. I'm like, what? I am so much better than that. So how are you guys feeling? Let me know in the chat box, how are you feeling? What has been a breakthrough moment for you? What has shifted for you? Now, I don't want you to just listen to this and be like, cool. I want you to transform your life because, again, this is not like, oh, just like, yeah, I want to look good. Like, I want you to make these shifts so that, like Veronica said, I don't pass this feeling on to my daughter, so that you and your husband can have a better intimate life, so that you can show up to work, and as you're doing this presentation, you're standing up there and you're nailing your presentation. You're not worried about like, what do people think about my arms? This is why I do what I do. So I'm going to take a few moments to share with you guys about my upcoming program, A Body That Feels Like Yours. Drop a yes in the chat if you're ready inside and you are fired up. Drop a yes in the chat box. This is where we're diving into all of these concepts together, but you're not just learning more information, you implement all this so you can actually transform the way that you view yourself and your body so that you don't never have to focus on, oh, I need to lose weight ever again. Like, you feel so freaking good, you can't even go back to how you used to feel. Heck yes, 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 yes. So, A Body That Feels Like Yours. This is a program. I'm actually going to drop the link in the chat box. A Body That Feels Like Yours is you feeling like an unstoppable badass in your own skin without obsessing over it. The reason I created this program is because I know you want to look good. But I know that every time you think about wanting to change your body, you start obsessing over everything you're eating because you don't know what else to do. And even if you've been feeling really good with your relationship with food, all of a sudden you're overeating and it's lasting weeks. I created this program because I know you're not interested in being the smallest you. That's not a body that feels like yours. I also know you don't want to feel uncomfortable in your own skin. So I created literally the title, A Body That Feels Like Yours, to help you step into a body that actually feels like yours. You're so damn confident. You look at yourself in the mirror. You love the woman you are. You're happy with the way that your body looks. You take the best care of yourself. You can't help but feel so freaking good every single day. You have a better intimate life. You're meeting people for the first time. You're not thinking about, what do they think about me? You're showing up as your most authentic self. You're grounded, you're present. You're making memories at social events. You're not worried about like, what is Aunt Becky going to say about the way that I look? This is where your body reflects how healthy you love to eat and how much you enjoy working out. You finally feel like it matches. You can throw on any outfit. You just walk out the door without even mirror checking because you're like, I feel so damn good. I know your health is a top priority. And you have been working on your relationship with food, but now you're ready for your body to reflect that. So this is not a program. I want to be clear. This is not a program. I'm going to tell you, eat this and you're going to lose weight. Heck freaking no. That's going to make you obsess over what you're eating and you're going to end up feeling worse in your body. But this is also not a program where I'm going to tell you to just accept your body and just love the way that you look and just be happy. Just be happy, okay? Just be happy with how you look. Because I know how annoying that can be. So this is where you step into this unstoppable badass version of yourself. You feel the best you've ever felt in your entire life. You look good, you feel good, and you're not obsessing over how you look. So this program kicks off on Tuesday, literally just like a few more days, okay? I extended pre-sale pricing until Tuesday. So the price of this program, it's a 2-week program, and it's $297 or 2 payments of $175 until Tuesday. On Tuesday, the price is doubling to $497. Okay? So this was just one training, you guys. This program has multiple trainings. There's going to be a Q&A with me as well too. Okay? And by the way, I was just celebrating Marita. She joined from Poland. Like, I'm so freaking excited. So we kick off on Tuesday. It's on pre-sale until Tuesday. On Tuesday, the price doubles to $497. Okay? Obviously, if you're a client inside of Conquer, you get access to everything. If you're in the academy, you get access to everything. If you're inside the Root and Rewire membership, you get a special rate, so check your portal. But again, if you are like, this masterclass hit home, and like, this was just a freaking masterclass, can you imagine a program over the next 2 weeks actually doing this work together to experience a transformation? Because again, information is not going to change your life. It's actually being in a program immersed with other people who are doing this work, where you're actually going to feel like that unstoppable badass in your own skin. Okay, so I will send you an email. The price will double on Tuesday, and Tuesdays when we kick off. Okay, so I'm so excited, you guys. Like, I've run other body image programs before. This is unlike anything that I've ever run before. Like, I was spending my Friday night like planning these trainings, just getting so fired up, because this will create the biggest shift for you and your family, your relationship with your children, your husband, how you show up at work, everything. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And I know all of you guys who are already inside. Brittany's like, can't freaking wait. Yes. So I'm super excited. Okay. So we kick off on Tuesday. I'll send you an email. 2 other things. If you want to join the VIP coaching call, you can still join that. That's $33. The call is happening on Monday. I'm also going to announce the giveaway winner on Monday. So if you haven't took a picture of me, we'll take a picture of me, tag me on your Instagram, tag me on your Instagram stories. The giveaway is not this program. So if you're like, I'm going to wait to see if I win the giveaway, no one's winning this program. No one's winning this program, okay? Or you can leave a rating and review on the podcast and just let me know that you've done that, and then you'll be entered to win the giveaway, okay? So thank you guys so much for being here. I take this work so seriously. It's transformed my life. And that's why I'm so passionate about this. I'm not just like telling you guys, like, stop focusing on this. Like, it's transformed my life. And now you got to experience this as well too. So I will send you guys an email with all the details. I can't wait for the program to start on Tuesday. Have an amazing rest of your day, you guys. And we will see you guys soon. Thanks, Lorna. You're welcome. Okay, you guys, have an amazing rest of your day. We'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys.